there's 4 ways to test an idea. These are my favorite 4. A waiting list is a really good one. So setting up a waiting list. Second one is a discussion group. So if let's say there's a fitness trainer who's thinking about training people for triathlons, you set up a triathlon discussion group. And you say, I'm running a WhatsApp group for people who want to run their first triathlon or compete in their first triathlon. If you've never been in a triathlon before and you want to discuss all the things in the lead up to what you need to do, join my WhatsApp discussion group. Once again, you get 30, 40, 50 people in there. Okay, that's a good sign. You get 100 people in there. That's a great sign. So you're starting to just validate. It doesn't cost you anything to set up a WhatsApp group. If they're joining and they're discussing, you start looking at what questions are they asking. What you ask them, what's your biggest fear? How much do you want to pay to compete really well in your triathlon? What equipment do you need? What support do you need? What are you doing with your diet? What help do you need with that? You run little polls inside the WhatsApp group, get them to respond. Now you're actually fine-tuning your idea without spending any money. So that would be number 2. Number 3 would be a Zoom event where a Zoom account is free or almost free. And you just put on a 30 or 40 minute discussion where you present some research or you present an idea or you present some slides about what it is you're doing. Ask people to ask questions, right? Have that Zoom call. If you can get 30, 40 people on a Zoom call, that's great. And the 4th one would be something called a scorecard or an assessment. And that is where people fill in an online assessment. So with that same example, are you ready to run a triathlon? Answer 14 questions to find out. Get a readiness score. So this is where people give you data about their readiness, and you might discover that your market is like base level, or you might discover they're actually pretty good and they want to be great, but you're starting to really understand where the market is. Often it's not where you imagine. You might think that they need help with diet, and actually they need help picking shoes.
Yeah. So I would imagine these people who are starting, they probably don't have a huge amount of money to build something or invest in something. So would it be best for them to start some sort of a digital-based service or product, or maybe a digital product might actually take a bit of time and investment to begin
I'm a
with?
big believer that you should start with a small group of clients who pay a lot.
That's like high ticket.
Yeah, right. Because big businesses are able to do volumes of sales. The bigger the business, the higher the volume they can do. Small businesses do low volume, high value. So if you imagine Coca-Cola is low value, high volume, and McKinsey Consulting is high value, low volume. So small businesses are much better at doing high value, low volume. So for example, what most people will do when they think of starting a business is they always think about the businesses they've seen their whole life, which are typically big businesses that do high volumes.
I want to start a clothing brand.
Yeah, I'll start a clothing brand. I'll start an app. I'll start a cupcake business or something where the average sale is only a few pounds. The simple maths is like, how much do I need to sell each month in order to afford an assistant? So let's say an assistant is $3,000 and you're selling £3 things or $3 things. Well, okay, you're going to make 1,000 sales every month just to pay for an assistant. But if you have one client paying $1,500, now you need 2 clients to afford an assistant. You get 4 clients, you can afford 2 assistants. So you don't have to do a lot of sales in order to get to a critical mass where the business starts to work. When I launched Score App, we knew it was going to be a high-tech business. I didn't start with high-tech. I signed up 8 clients who paid about $8,000 each. Right now, bear in mind, we now have free accounts and $29 a month accounts, £29 a month accounts.
You were solving a problem for them.
But we signed up some bigger businesses where we said we will deliver this as a service and we will custom build something for you and we'll work with you. The initial reason that I did that is I wanted to be hands-on with clients. So I don't want to be at arm's length. I sat down with people side by side and we wrote their words together on the laptop. I asked them questions. I was paying a lot of attention to what questions they ask and what they're struggling with, what they're unsure about. So I go through this whole process of like being super hands-on with a small number of clients. And then once we were super hands-on with that number of clients, we could see what they were doing. we could then extrapolate that forward. And then with that business, I actually raised a little bit of seed money as well. I like to do this anyway. So one of the things that even if you've got loads of money, having angel investors is not just about the money. It's also about validating the idea, because when you present to smart people, they give you good feedback. It's about validating your valuation. So if you can raise money at a £3 million valuation and you get 20 smart people who put in a bit of money at that valuation, you've got a good starting point on value. It's about having a little bit of money, but but also the accountability of that. And then it's also about having 20 people who are out there who want to see it succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So when I sign people up as angel investors, I'm looking for people who can do more than just money. So they might be able to make introduction, or they might work within certain circles, and they can open the business up to a new channel.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many good reasons to start with talking to angel investors anyway. But don't talk to them too soon. You want to have some data from your waiting list. You want to have spoken to real life customers and potentially signed up 20, 30, 40, 50 grand worth of customers, and then think about talking to angels.